Why choose solar with a battery? Like your background, you were a solar installer for many years. How many years were you a solar installer?
Over a decade.
Over a decade. So that's a lot of experience. And what made you actually choose as an installer to jump into the battery industry? I know that there are some overlapping things with it, but what made you dive into it?
It's been pretty interesting in the last 10 years. When I started out in solar, that was an era when we had just removed batteries from solar installation. So, with net metering and grid tied, using the grid as a battery and using policy as a battery, that made solar less expensive, and so more people could buy it. Now, that was also an era of extreme solar subsidies beyond a net metering policy, and 10 years down the road solar has become less expensive, but we also don't have as largesse of subsidies, and many customers no longer have access to net metering, or with the reduced solar costs, maybe they never had net metering to begin with, and now solar is becoming more affordable to them. But what's interesting about today is that the batteries are coming back into the equation. I've done some off-grid installations with lead acid, and right around the time that I felt, hey, I want to go work for a lithium iron battery manufacturer, is when I kind of determined that, hey, it's worth buying lithium batteries instead of lead acid for not only off-grid applications but grid-tied applications as well. Uh, the takeaway is that we've kind of come full circle in the industry where we've removed batteries from the system and now we're putting them back in. And certainly, customers expect to have power when the grid goes out if they're a solar owner, and a solar array without a battery does not provide that. So, in order to have a complete system, we need a battery, and with the shortcomings of lead acid, that hadn't been a good solution. Now, lithium iron phosphate batteries are actually affordable for consumers, and it's creating new markets and new growth in the industry.